Good morning, TikTok. I am out on my morning constitutional. Get that sound like, ah. You know what that means? It's time for another prison story. Shh, just between me and you. Before I get into that, though, TikTok decided to censor me yesterday. Apparently, telling your life story is too sensitive for some people. Because, can't talk about illicit materials, can't talk about sex you've had. I mean, you can talk about Palestinian children starving. You can show pictures of that. You can be an orange Cheeto lying to the whole world. You can talk about that. You can talk about abusing women. Oh, that's all cool. We can talk about that. You can be racist as fuck. You can do all that. But don't talk about your prison stories. No, don't do that. Don't let people see what the fuck happens when you send people to prison. Just wait till the rape story. Right? It's coming. So, today's story is kind of silly. But when I was at East Spanish Parish Prison on the gay line with the girls, hey girls, what's up? Miss Sasha, Miss Vanessa, Sugar D, Miss Alexis, how y'all doing? Hi. So when I was on that line, I'd be walking from the unit to the chow hall and we'd be coming across the boys because, we were considered girls. Even though I had a beard and long hair and, it is what it is. And the boys would be catcalling, like calling out to the girls, trying to get some. And the girls would just be like, "Oh, I did him, and I did him, and I did him, and he wants the pearl." And I'm like, "What? He wants the what? What's the pearl?" And they wouldn't tell me. Wouldn't nobody fucking tell me what the pearl was. I mean, look, these girls didn't really like me at first anyway. I'm kind of abrasive sometimes and I'm real demanding. So I can understand it. I can live my truth. So every once in a while, you know, they withhold things from me. And this was one of them. But eventually, bitch, I got one of them to tell me what a pearl is. Now, a pearl in prison can actually be first thing, if you're dealing with trans women, especially trans women sex workers that I've experienced friendships with, a pearl is a piece. And you know what I mean by peace, right? Not something that use to hurt people. I mean, this is big, but it's not a weapon. I guess it could be, but it's not. And apparently, for these transsexual sex workers, their peace, that's the thing the boys want. They don't want the boobas. They don't want that hot girl silicone booty. They don't want them cheekbones. Now, all that stuff is apparently necessary. It's window dressing. You got to have it. But what the boys really want, what all them straight boys and probably half you straight boys watching now, they want to get pounded out. Truth. And they don't mind paying the girls to do it. In fact, they kind of like it. They like it when them girls take control. They like it when them girls do that shit. You know why? Because it feels good. It does. So I would nobody tell me what the pearl was, right? Finally, Sugar D one day, after I'm just bothering the shit out this woman, like, girl, tell me what it is. Tell me what it is. Because I did not know what it was. I mean, I thought maybe it was like a sex toy or something. And finally she's like, Miss Frank, sit your stupid ass down. Go over there. A pearl of peace. Show peace, girl. That's what you be putting it on the boys. They like it. That's what they be coming back for. They don't be want that head. They don't want that booty. I mean, they'll take it, but they want that peace. They want that pearl. So that's county jail, right? That's East Baton Parish Prison. Fast forward a few years, and I'm at the Beaumont Low Correctional Facility in the Fed system doing my Fed time, which, as I was told beforehand, and which I can confirm, is love as far as prison goes. At least it is when you get down to the camp. The camp is fucking sweet comparatively to prison. I mean, I've been to 17 different prisons, and that's a story for another day. Remind me to talk about diesel therapy. That shit's fucked up. So I get to the federal correctional facility, the FCC low at Beaumont. Otherwise, in the medium known as Bloody Beaumont, wasn't all that bloody for me though. It could have been though. I mean, she got tried. So I'm at Beaumont and I start learning how to speak Spanish from some of the vatos. They'd get a kick out of it. They'd call me over. They'd be like, hey, you, gringo, Frank, come over here. Come over here. I mean, everybody knew I was gay, right? Like I hid it at first trying because, it's prison. You don't know what the fuck. And so once I was open about it, they accepted me and I could hang out with pretty much anybody. I mean, I wasn't really like free to do whatever I wanted. I mean, the units are still racist and run by gangs, but and the you may not know this either, but like the counselors, the people who are supposed to be in charge of the unit, they outsource that stuff to the gang leaders, the shot callers. So those dudes are the ones that decide who sleeps where, who gets what room, who does what with whom. If you want to fight somebody who's not part of your group, you got to go to your shot caller and be like, I want to fight this dude. I mean, not that I could do any of that. I mean, she a queen. She not doing none of that shit. So, um, this these boys used to call me over and be like, hey man, go over there. See that dude over there? Go talk to him. Go over to him. Go say, me la coma toda. Now, bear in mind, I might have a Mexican partner now. I mean, like Mexican American partner. Hey, but I didn't then. I couldn't speak a word of Spanish. I took Latin for 12 years, but couldn't speak Spanish. So I didn't know what I was saying. I'd walk right over to them boys and go, me la coma toda. Which, for those of you who are not Spanish inclined, it means I eat everything. And in that context, yes, that's exactly what it means. So I get roboted into saying this at one point to a really, I mean, just smoking hot guy. And apparently he liked what he saw because later that night he comes a tapping on my bunk after count. Tappa, 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 tappa. Hey man, come to the bathroom. Come to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom. And he takes off his shirt and he's like, bam, 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 abs. And like, face looked good. And he comes and tells me, like in the bathroom, hey, come to this stall, come to this stall. So I go to the bathroom stall with him, and he immediately puts his hand on top of my head and just pushes a franklet down. And I go to put that piece and start to gobbling, right? At least I tried. But not only did he have probably the most gargantuan piece I saw in prison, I mean, it was like a baby's arm. It was nuts. But it had these two nodules on it, like along the top of the shaft. It had these like protrusions that there's just no way to know if you don't know what the hell they are. They're like a series of little bumps, but they're big. They're like the size of a dime. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, is this some kind of like hempeas? Is this some like crazy new STD I don't know about? Am I about to win the lottery? What's going on? And so, I powered through it. She a beast. And I get what I came for. He got what he came for. But at the end, I'm like, what is that? What is that? Because like he in his zone after he's so if he's compliant. He willing to tell a lady what's going on. And he tells me, he says, that's my pearl. And bitch, I died. I fell over laughing. I'm like, no, you did not just call it your pearl. Are you a trans girl? What the fuck? What is that? Oh no. And it's only the fact, like legit, only the fact that I had just performed the service that I had performed that I didn't get my jaw broken. Not that this dude could have done it. I mean, he was smaller than me, but still, he could have tried and he probably would have. Men in prison do not like, they do not like to be misgendered in any way. It just, especially not like that. So, like implying that he's trans would have been a real serious transgression. One time. So he then explains to me exactly what this pearl is. It's not a transsexual's piece. No, it's a rock. Uh huh. It's a rock. They pick up off the ground and they go to some concrete and just file that rock down so it's smooth as a motherfucker. Then they get another dude to come in with a razor blade and cut their piece open. Just slice, pull the skin up, put the rock under the skin, and then go to medical and say, "Oh, I'm bleeding somewhere." Even they might even fake a wound somewhere so they get some antibiotics. And they put the antibiotics on the piece, let it heal. You heard me right. That's what a pearl is. And so I had to know more. I had to ask. I like so every guy that I was friends with, that you know, I could be that jocular with. I'm like, hey, you have pearl? I'm not trying to get you, but you got pearl. And then I had asked him. I'd be like, why? You know, I'm all about handling the pieces. You know, I've never had a problem getting handsy on a piece. But as far as I do, most heterosexual men don't like another man handling their piece. So why are they doing it in prison like this? What's going on? Somebody fill me in. Where's Sugar D when you need her? And this man looks at me and he says, the women like it. I challenge you, TikTok. Do any of you women like that? I've never met one. And I've asked hundreds of women. And not a single one is like, oh, uh, oh, if only that piece had a rock in it or two, I'd be so happy. And that, TikTok, is my prison story for today. If you have a question, comment, you just want to give me more. Leave a comment below. And again, I don't have any secrets. Ask me anything, I'll tell you. Bye.